Oh yeah, what'd you think of that funky intro?
That's nice.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Today we have a Machiavellic Moon Day going on, and I have my man Santiago, aka Santi, also known as Mr. Mac or Mock or Machiavellic. So when you see the handle in the Discord, that's the pretty face behind it. So first and foremost, I know it's like almost midnight. I appreciate you burning that midnight oil to hang out, and also to let people know if they're typing at you, like now or within the next couple of hours, you're probably asleep. So if you don't get back right away, you will soon. But hey, man, you want to take a second and introduce yourself and take the mic for a moment?
Yeah, Crafty. Thanks for setting it up. It's great to join. Well, I'm Santiago. I'm one of the team of Machiavelli. I do all the art part, and I'm a guy who does a lot of stuff. So yeah, we've got a team that we. I don't know where to start. Really, Crafty.
Well, basically, he's the point of contact, right? He's
Yeah,
usually the first person you're going to interact with when it comes to the game. And in the gaming, I call it the forward facing person. Just like Roger is for the FGL games, and
oh yeah, for sure, for sure,
he is
for
for
sure.
Santi is for Machiavellic, and also Machiavellic. I consider it's part and under and within the FGL family because there's a lot of great connections within both of those communities, and the fact of the backgrounds that you guys both have and the people you know and are currently still friends with. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
digging that. All right.
So
Well,
if anybody has a specific question, they can put it in the chat, and then
yeah. And while you're saying that, let me put
yeah,
the little chat thing on this side as well so we can see it. I'm gonna do what's up. And we're gonna actually one of the first things we're gonna do is play the prologue if you haven't seen it yet, and that's like the intro they made that gives you the background of the actual plot, storyline, lore, and all that good stuff for Machiavellic. Um, it's like 4 minutes, guys. So while we're doing it, if you want to jump up into open up like Machiavellic.io and also open up like the wiki.machiavellic.io, you can have that ready and you can kind of follow along with us because what we're going to do when we come back is go right through integrating a new player. So we're going to go completely from downloading the game to getting into the game and loading up an officer and shooting some stuff. So yeah,
let's go.
let's go ahead and share the right screen there, Mac, and then we'll get right into it. And if you're on the website, it's actually under the game. If you want to see it, they have nice tabs that show a couple of different cool aspects of Machiavellic. So here we go. And I'm going to blow it up too so you can see the full screen.
For several centuries, humanity lived in an era of unprecedented happiness and prosperity. Human civilization went beyond the limitations of Earth and established lucrative colonies on the planets of the solar system and throughout the galaxy. Multiple alien races fell before the might of human weapons. Alien planets were turned into giant factories producing ridiculous wealth for their human masters. These riches blinded humans, and we forgot the history of the empires that existed on Earth in the past. When all external enemies are annihilated or conquered, society begins to rot from within. The cancer of empty ambitions and self-indulgence spread faster than the speed of light. The world order, which had been built over centuries, collapsed as suddenly as the Tower of Babel. Once united and glorious human society split apart into separate tribes, each hating the others for their differing views and opinions. Factions of technological oligarchs, corporate monsters, super-intelligent neuronets, eco-naturalists, and self-proclaimed prophets compete with one another for influence over the minds and wealth of the common people.
So
Their
dope.
violent clashes seed misery and destruction on a massive scale. Disagreements over trivial topics trigger global wars. The United World Government is too corrupt overworked and ineffective to cope. People live in fear that every new conflict will be the last. Unbelievable technologies which once produced such wealth are now turned into weapons of unimaginable power and bury millions under the ashes of radioactive fault. Several messiahs make futile attempts to lead people to salvation. But when all such prophets fail, hope arises from a most unexpected place. A new enemy appears on the distant planet, Ozar. The enemy possesses the knowledge to bend space and time to harness the energy that makes the universe expand. Each faction wants such great power for itself, but none of them can reach Ozar individually. The planet is located too far across the universe. The path to it lays through treacherous clouds of asteroids and black holes. The only way to reach Ozar is if all the factions cooperate with one another. So they commission a single space mission to Ozar by combining all of their resources. Disagreements between factions are put aside but not forgotten. Harsh competition continues behind the scenes. The people of Earth are relieved that the unstoppable energy of human destructiveness has a new focus away from Earth. But for how long? If one faction gains control of the new source of power first, no one knows what it will do to the other factions and to human civilization in general. This perilous journey to Ozar will challenge us all, but it's also an opportunity to forge a new path, to rise above our destructive tendencies and unite against a common foe. We embark on this cosmic odyssey not as separate factions, but as a single mighty force. Beware, for betrayal and treachery still lurk in the shadows, and the true intentions of each faction remain shrouded in mystery. Will we triumph together or descend further into chaos? The future of human civilization hangs in the balance. Remember, in this grand game of deception and power, only the cunning and vigilant shall emerge victorious. The cosmic stage is set, and I, Leopold Winchester, dare you to seize your destiny.
Damn, that is so good. I wanted to let it run all the way to the end, Mac. So, yeah. I thought it was really important to play that. I know it was a little bit long, and strap in because we're going to be on here for like an hour or so. But I wanted you guys to get the background of what the whole game is about and what the mission is, and we're basically on a mission. We're on that big ship that you were seeing, and we're flying. It's going to take us, what, 2 years, Mac? Is that how many years it's going to be?
We're gonna be there until we arrive there, so it's gonna be forever.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a long time. So, sweet. Well, let's go right into.
But we've got nice accommodations in this cabin.
Yeah, I'll make sure back. Yeah, you see that? Doesn't that look comfortable?
You'll be
Right in
alright.
the front. Good stuff. Now, there's multiple ways that you can go through the process of getting into the game, right? We're going to go through the actual Machiavellic.io just because I think it looks sexier. So, basically, you're right on the homepage. You can see what you need to do to get started. All right, making sure I'm not muted. I have a tendency to do that, Max. So, cool. Not muted.
Okay.
We're going to focus on downloading the game and getting you in there. We're not going to worry too much about step 2, the ammunition and all that stuff. We're going to do that later. The focus is to get you the ability to have the game launcher ready to go and then to get into the game. And then you will actually onboard one of the officers so you can see how to do that and put it on your quick bar and see all the other things you can do, including like crafting and stuff like that. So until we get to that point, if you look at what step 3 is telling you, this is where you can actually get the link. And right now it's available for Mac as well as Windows. I already have it. And
One moment, Crafty. I'm looking at an error that is going in the game, I think.
All right. Hold on a second.
I'll mute myself for a moment.
Sweet. And I was like, he can help me if I stumble. And what I was saying is, I've already got it downloaded, and he said it's going to be fine. It shouldn't mess up anything if I just download over it. So we're going to check it out. So, if you good for me to keep going, Mac? Let me know.
Go ahead. I was just checking the game, and then
Cool.
I'm speaking at the same time with you guys.
Oh,
So
dope.
but
Check
go
out
ahead. Crafty.
wrapping at that Discord. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. So you click here. We're going to go the Windows version, and then it automatically starts to download for you. I don't know if you can see my Machiavellic launcher, but if you go to your little arrow with your downloads, you should be able to see the Machiavellic launcher folder. And it's currently zipped up, right? So you have to left click it, and then you can see the Machiavellic launcher in your folder. And I'm gonna see if I wonder if I can actually share that whole screen, because I know you guys are just seeing the background. Let's see if I can do that. Not that.
There you go, sharing the screen.
Right, man. That's I hate the eternal mirror doing that. So I think we'll just put it back on. I'll just share the screen instead, and then I'll keep.
I'm back. I'm multitasking much less now, so maybe I'm more
Cool.
talkative.
I'm just gonna put the wiki page up
Cool.
because it's getting weird when I try to actually share my folder. But you know where to find your folders. You'll find the Machiavellic launcher file folder, and then you open it up again. And the one thing you should see is the actual Machiavellic launcher. And you can always jump in and correct me if I'm wrong, Mac. But it's
Yeah.
like you can see that it has quite a bit of. It's got a compression size, and it's got a lot, 651 or something for the gigabytes of data. And so basically, you double click it, you hit the extract all. Takes a second to do that. So let's see. Once you go through the motions, I'll have it up here. We'll try to share that again because I really want you guys to actually see the folder. All right, so you should be looking at my PC in the actual folder, so we can back down. You can see what I was saying. You get the Machiavellic launcher. It's first you have to click into it, see the launcher again, make sure you've unzipped the files so you get to this point. And then it's the Machiavellic launcher itself, and it will give you the option to extract it all. Now here's where I'm at. I'm like, is it showing all this, Mac, by the way? Are you seeing anything but like eternal screen or?
No, it's showing well.
All right. But you can see with me, it could replace when I go into extract it all. You see, I already have all of the files. So,
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think? Just skip all the files? You can probably do that.
You can replace them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
either
gonna load the
or.
same game anyway.
Sweet. All
In
right.
the process of adding the game to Epic so that we don't have these warnings when installing.
Yeah, and guys, this is the most difficult part of the game is actually just getting the launcher going. And once you have it, all of the updates and stuff get pushed automatically as soon as you launch the Machiavellic game launcher, if there's updates to be pushed. But you can see right now, if you're looking at my screen and it's updated, you'll see the actual Machiavellic icon for the launcher itself. Double click that, and then it should actually load up the game for you. Let's go ahead and stop sharing.
Yeah, I never stop multitasking.
Yeah. So anyway, right now we've actually got the game launching. Let's see if I can share that screen now and it'll update for us. Not that. We'll do the window. We're gonna do this. If I got the right screen, you should see that it's downloading Machiavellic and it's doing an update. And you can see on the top there's an auto patch going on. So you get to this point, you're good to go. You know, it's
updating.
Yeah, and just like I was saying, once you have the launcher, it's going to be, I have it a little shortcut on my desktop there, you can see. So I just double click it, launch it, and then once it does its updating, if there is a patch that needs patching, it's going to do it.
It's going to patch it. Still need to make this beautiful.
Yeah, and I love at the top, it's a Machiavellic FGO production.
Yeah, so many ships all the time. There is so many stuff that we can improve. I need to find some time to make the launcher a bit nicer.
Oh, to pretty it up, the functionality is key. We got that going.
Yeah, it works.
And we can make it pretty later. Yeah, and the other thing is, if anybody's in the chat, so I'm going to throw down a actual blue link in the chat, and I'm wondering if people can see it depending on where they are, and actually click it, because it's one thing to show, Machiavellic.io, for example, just on the screen, but you have to type it in. I'm lazy. I like to be able to click that blue link and open it up. So we're going to try that too while we're waiting.
There you go. Oh, you're installing the game from scratch, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there, I just dropped the link for the Machiavellic wiki. Yeah, and I just missed one of the Space Invaders games. So for the people that are in Discord, Mac, why don't you tell them about things other than what we're doing right now that's going to be happening, like the Space Invaders and the fact that there's more to do than gather resources.
So before we go over to the next season and then we introduce mining and crafting, it's basically still about preparing for the convoys, and because when there are no convoys, there are basically just the rocks and the debris. The game players, we basically envisioned it is that you can harvest the resources that you get from the rocks and the debris with just a drone, and then prepare actually your officers for that event, these events that are coming up. And then we revamped the Space Invader mode to basically become the mode where you can actually test all those officers, because if you basically are only harvesting, there is never the moment that you basically want to shoot with all your stuff. So the Space Invader is more a mode that it allows to use all your officers, and then at the end of each wave, everybody's rewarding according to the damage that it did, so that you get enough resources to build back what you spent, and some more, so that you can use that Space Invader mode to prepare for
awesome.
convoys. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you can see right now we've actually logged into the game.
There you go.
And this is what happens once you have successfully gotten into the mix. You open right up here to the main screen. So let me hop back to the actual game. And so yeah, Now you've seen, and the cool thing is for the people that aren't here, I'm going to have this online so you can come back and reference it and make sure you're doing it right. And you can be like, man, I don't know why he opened all those extra folders and went back and forth, freaking crafty. But anyway, you'll have the meat so you can get it done just like I did. See, so and like I said, that's the hardest part is getting the launcher going. But looking at what do you do after the account? Basically, if you have something to import, you're going to go over here to do that. And we'll get more into this in a second, but you can see when you're importing, you can import the wax NFTs as well as the ADA, and you can also import some MAC or tiers from wax, which are both wax based coins. So you can actually do some swapping on you know all core, or what's that other one that we're always using, like wax on X or something, I forget. But anyway,
For what? For tiers?
yeah. I was just saying that it's on the, it's those tiers and Mac are on the, they're based off of Wax, right? So you can get them on a swapping center at Wax,
Yeah,
like
both
like
on
Alcor, for
Cardano.
example.
Yeah, both on Cardano and Bucks, and we actually have a faucet for the tiers also that you can buy them on Bucks and then import them in the game. But we haven't opened.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But we
talk
have a
about
link
that.
for that for later. Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about that too and drop that link as well. So I'm glad that you guys can see the links and that they work. That's dope. Um, but yeah, getting into, let's take a second and see if anybody has any questions in the chat. Looks like we got it going on.
But it will be exactly the same. It's basically the resources of chain that you basically get them on Bucks or on Cardano, and then you send them into the game, and then once they're into the game, you can play with them.
Yeah. Like, I guess, why don't we go ahead and do that right now? Because I actually have some wax NFTs to import. So for the people that are there, that you know, if you don't have anything to import at this point, you actually still have the free drone, right?
Yeah, you can click H.
So if you did, and I have a drone that's not free, so it's going to load up my drone. But if you have one,
Oh, somebody started it again.
this is what you do to get into your free ship. And the other thing is, if you haven't seen it in the Discord, I'm going to put it in here as well. Roger was nice enough to throw down some instructions on how to actually fly this bad boy. And you can see, we got what's going on here? Is this Space Invaders going on, Mac?
It's counting down. Yeah, yes. It's started up. You can now kill like a few rocks, and then after you kill a few rocks, a token will appear, and then after destroying that token, it will start the Space Invader mode. So you can start it up whenever you want, basically.
That's pretty cool. I know we're bouncing around back and forth, but once you're, this is for the people that don't have any other officers. You start with 100 clips of bullets for your drone. It's a free drone, so you can't link it up with your other officers, which is one of the benefits of having the fancier drones that you can get. And a couple of things going on here. If you look at the left of the screen, like the top left, you can see there's a building asteroids destroyed count. And you hit 40 a day, you blow them up, and that's the way that you can earn some tiers.
Yeah.
And I would say sometimes you do get a rock every once in a while that's like invincible. So if you don't see the energies going down, skip it and go to another one. And how do you do that, Crafty? Well, you select the target by hitting X, right?
That shouldn't happen anymore, that you have rocks that cannot be destroyed.
Sweet. Yeah, it's looking pretty good with the timing. And the other thing, like right here, I had the rock as the target, but that bot, or what are those things called? The other things that aren't the rocks there, Mac. I don't even know what they are.
Those are reactor debris.
There we go.
There you go.
But basically, it kind of makes sense, right? If something falls in front of your target, you're going to be blasting on that too. So, and yeah, to roll, it's E to roll right, Q to roll left, W get you forward like that, and then you can also, what is it called, strafing. D goes to the right, A goes to the left. S backs you up, back it up. I think one of them. Which one makes you go like straight up? I forget. I think there's one that goes
Or
straight up.
you cannot go straight up anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that would explain why I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, you can only fly forward.
But yeah, with this is you can spend just a whole bunch of time flying around, getting used to flying your drone because it's not just you get into it and it's easy to fly. You got to figure it out. Um, and then it's also a little more difficult when other people are trying to shoot you.
That was me.
So, but let's go. You can see I'm busting up these rocks. I'm like only at 5. Oh, crap, he's slipping. But H to get back out of it. And let's just go right into your officer's screen. We're going to do the import in a second. But if you go into your officer screen, and I just want to flip over, make sure it's bringing the screen over. Sometimes it sticks and it doesn't share the screen I want it to share. So feel free to be like, hey, Crafty Man, that we're not looking at that. You should be looking at my homeboy Wyatt Smith. And this is the dashboard tab. So you see the 3 tabs at the top. You got your outfit, you got your officers, and then you got the import. We talked about that for a sec. But if you go to the officer tab, you're going to see who you have. You're going to see it's like usually it defaults to the first person at the top. But you're going to see all the officers that you may have if you have more than one. It's going to give you what the talents are of the officer right here. You're also going to see a lot of information down here as far as just like in real life, these guys are earning a salary. You're getting paid in mock when they're on the ship. So that's one important thing to actually have them on there boarded instead of just sitting in your wallet, right?
Otherwise, why would they go in the cabin like that?
Yeah. And you can see this is your lush accommodations. There's other versions, but we don't really need to get into that either. But if you look at these tabs, you're in the cabin. These are going to get opened up later. You can see
Yeah.
here's a talent tree and here's abilities. This is going to, I was saying, and I'm assuming, Mac, that once the experience gets unlocked and we start actually building towards that experience, that's going to be when the talent tree is unlocked and you can start gaining towards actually opening up some of these tabs and figuring out how you want your various officers to progress.
Yes, exactly. So the way how it's going to work, these 2 officer talents are going to be the talents that actually start up the talent tree. The talent tree in there. So you're going to have the talents and you're going to have the abilities. So you can learn the abilities, but the talent tree is basically based on the talents that your officer has. So those are like. So that makes every officer actually different. And then in the now this moment, every officer is based towards shooting, so it really doesn't matter. But then in the next season, when some officers are going to be crafting, and then other officers are going to be mining, and then other officers are going to be functioning as the group leader in a control group, then all these talents and skills will start making sense.
Yeah, and I was talking with Mac earlier, and it's really cool, and it's one of the differences between this game and Outlaw Troopers, for example, which is my other favorite FGL family game. With the troopers, you have them, and the rarity determines the percentages of certain like benefits that you get from these officers when you're sending them out on missions. With these officers, there's more individual development, and so you're gonna just like the most any of these trees. You're gonna determine your progression for each character individually on these technical trees. And I don't know, like, if is there gonna be like a oh man, spend a million tears and you can reset your tree. If
No,
that's
no,
something
no,
down
no,
or
no, no.
nice. So you heard it there. Be careful when you're making these choices.
Yeah.
But that's what's cool if you have a bunch of officers with you, right?
Yeah, and then we didn't say that there is going to be a max to how much you can train. So
What's up,
so
G?
maybe you can keep on training for now. But for now, we haven't thought about that yet. If once you develop the talent, if that's going to be forever or not.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning, it's probably going to be flexible, but then eventually we want it to be definitive, so that you really train the officer towards a specific task.
Yeah, and that also can be in alignment of, say, however the faction that you choose acts, how they roll, right? Like, for example, you don't see me shooting a lot of people because I'm with the pushers and the movers, and what that means is all of you can be my potential customers, right? Because I'm trying to sell to everybody. So it doesn't benefit me, and it's not my style to be always trying to kill your drone to get something dropped from it, which does happen when you destroy someone's drone. You do get a drop, right?
Say again? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The
Because I
drones also give rewards.
just like the debris and the rocks we were looking at before.
Yeah, my favorite thing to kill.
See, that's what I'm saying. He's a killer, and I'm not. I'm trying to do business with you later. But anyway, moving on to the next screen, I click the inventory tab, and you can see all of the inventory that I have that I've collected. And like I said, most of these, in fact, every single one of these can be part of a drop with the debris, the rocks, or even the drone, right? So you can have access to this. And remember, whether you're free or not, you're going to get the common clips. And these are the common clips and the bullets that you're going to be using. One of the tips I would do is use these all the time when you can, because it's a lot easier to burn this ammunition up as opposed to all the other ones. And you can get stuck in auto fire, and then suddenly all your ammo's gone because you have your people shooting with you. But anyway, this is the inventory, and you can see it even have some more tabs at the bottom. I have it currently showing all. If I had any weapons that I needed to assign to my troopers or to my officers, rather, they'd be here. You can see I'm rocking some ammunition. I've already got it, so I can use this at any point. And we'll go back and show you how to do that. Now, going over to the next tab, you're looking at the crafting tab. And so this is where you go to make your ammo. And it automatically, this will turn red if you don't have what you need to make this blend. And so if you don't have it, you can go out shooting more and try to collect it that way. There's also an option, if you have some tiers, you can just go right into the shop. And that way, because that's when I first logged in. Honestly, I went that way. I got some tiers, and so I just bought some of this so I could experiment and make all the different types of ammo that I wanted to. But yeah, that's where you do it. And you can see if you go further down, the different ammunitions. I'll just scroll down all of the types. And you also notice that the icons will match the weapon as far as the ammunition now. So you can, and the other thing is it's not going to let you drop it if it doesn't work with that weapon anyway. But yeah, just scrolling, you see there's more different types of ammunition. And then again, to the right, you're looking at what you need for supplies in your inventory to craft it. I know a lot of
Yeah,
people have already spent a whole bunch of money crafting this ammo, and they're like, man, all my tears are gone. I spent most of my tears.
yeah. I since the first day I thought I'm gonna prepare all my officers for the cool events, because technically that's also how the game is gonna work out. Also later on when we have mining, because if you can imagine, you're gonna have a few officers, and then the resources that now drop are gonna be static in there. So you're gonna need to go there and then mine them. But then you can also kill another guy that is mining there. So then you can choose with your officers. Are you gonna go mine, or are you gonna go craft, or are you gonna go kill? And then basically you will need to find the resources to equip each cabin for the goal that you want to achieve. So technically, at this moment, is basically because there is only the convoys. The only thing that really makes sense is to use the time in between to just prepare for the convoys, and then use the Space Invader mode to
Now tell me, oh, I'm sorry, I
yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy. Hey, what I want to know is actually, you have this inventory. I've used it for craft. Can you actually sell this inventory on the market here on the Soul Exchange?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Grab something and then grab it onto the.
All right, we'll do this. I haven't even done this yet. So
Yeah,
let's see. What
take
do I
it,
have a lot of? I got some fuel canisters. So you
grab it,
drop,
and then it will ask you how much. Yeah, drop you.
and this is
Drop it.
how all the things work, guys. You drop it into the place it needs to go. and then it's going to open up and say what you want to buy or sell or blend.
You say how much?
Let's do 10 of them. It took me a second before I realized you could change
Yeah.
that, and I was like, oh, awesome! I don't have to do it every single time. So yeah, bam, you accept it. Now, when I do that, it's selling for all the prices that you're seeing on the Soul Exchange. Is that what's happening? Like you see
Uh,
the unit price for the white quartz crystal, for example, one unit is 2 tiers. So is that what you
the
see? Is that the set price you're getting?
what you see is the buy price, and then the price at which you sell is just lower than that.
Okay,
But I don't think we show it. But we will show that. I'll tell the
cool.
guys.
I was just curious about that. So there's actually something to do with a margin and a little bit of a difference between the exchange, and so that's kind of cool. But nice. All right. Well, we got that covered. And man, I'm having, like I said, I'm having so much fun busting up all this stuff and getting. You can see I've been doing it for a while because I got like 3,000 copper ores and 4,000 pink, and I'm not even on there nearly as much as some of the other folks, right? But all right. Well, let's go right into. We'll go right into importing. So for those that have wax NFTs, we're going to start there first. So all you got to do is click it. And then if you have your wallet already connected, it'll show and it will read what you actively have in your wallet. So you can select the one you
Yeah.
want, click the import button. I'm always going through the cloud. Obviously, you got to sign and, oh man, I got to do the whole verification. Daggone it. But you hate that when I say, hey, buddy, it's time for you to do the old 2FA code. Now I got to find my phone. Where's my bear with me music? But you're connecting your wallet so you can actually do the transaction. So let's just hopefully I get it before the time runs out. Let's go. Cool. Turns out I am really me.
I am really you.
Yes. So, and how you can see it happened is all of my officers are assigned right now. So if you go into your officers tab, usually it's going to show at the
Hey,
bottom,
what's
right?
happening there? Literally.
Let's see.
What is happening in the talent tab?
What are you saying? Hold on, let me get back to this. Let me see your face. What are you talking about?
It looks like something weird, but I think that it's only on the screen.
Oh, could be. You know, sometimes when you keep the when you have like you're highlighting one of these, it'll
Can you
stay.
click on cabin and abilities?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, you know, just reopen it. Yeah.
So you want me to click on it just any of these cabins?
No. Just open that window again.
All right, walk me through it. I open the window, going into officers.
Yeah, don't you see all stuff? Yeah, there.
Yeah,
You
the
go. Okay,
talent is like the talent tree was overlapping the cabin. I see what you were
okay.
saying.
So I'll write that bit down.
So it should be cleared up. Now it might take a second to show the your officer coming on board, but it's going to
Yeah,
show up
because we're
as
sending them to the box to the Cardano wallet first.
yeah. And the other cool thing about the wax, let's go ahead and open up like Atomic Hub or something so you can see. The cool thing about the wax NFTs is that you'll notice the stats and stuff are spinning. You don't know what they are.
Say again.
The NFTs that you have on wax, the
Yeah.
stats are spinning, so you don't
Ah,
know
yeah,
what
yeah.
you're getting until you actually import them into the game.
Until you get
Versus
the
if you're
Cardano one, yeah.
Yeah, versus if you're minting, which you can still mint on ADA right now,
Yeah.
you know right away what you're getting. So let me share. Let's go ahead and share a different screen there, man.
It takes a while for them to come, but they should be there already. So why don't you close and open? No,
All
no,
right, we
no.
can go.
Close and open the inventory window. I mean, not the whole game.
Yeah. Let's go. Well, I was first going to just show them the atomic hub,
Okay.
and like you see how they're spinning for the stats and stuff. And you can also see what I wanted to say is that they're minting on Cardano. This is the secondary market. The mintings have been closed on Wax, so it's secondary for your officers. Let's go back to the game, right? So all right, we should be back into the game. Close the dude out. Open the officers back up, and let's see if they've showed up. That doesn't look like it's there yet. I wonder if I should log all the way out and log back in.
What?
The officer hasn't. It's not on the
No.
drop
If
down
they're
list
not there
yet.
yet, it's because he didn't read it. It's
Oh,
sending
cool.
them to Cardano now.
Nice. Well, basically, when you
You should just wait. No need to just close or reopen the app. You can
oh,
close or
cool.
reopen the inventory, and then it should reload again.
Right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of one of my dudes on the bar here, and then just redeploy them, so they can see how to actually get an officer once they're available. So you can say I just removed her. She's still in the cabin though.
When you send officers, you should have a bit patience because we send it basically to Vax, and then from Vax we execute the minting on NMKR, and then from NMKR we send it to your Cardano wallet, and then after that we have to read it. So it takes a few
Yeah.
blocks before the game is aware.
Or while we're waiting, you should be, if this is following along properly, you should be looking at the tab that I have that shows Warren Kraft, another one of my officers. And you have to actually get into the cabin where they're staying. And we're going to go ahead and remove her. And the reason we're doing that is we're looking to find her as being available so that we can assign her to a cabin. Because when you're playing the game, you do automatically have a free cabin. You just have to find them on the map. Wait. And I wanted to talk about the map too, so let's go right into it. This is the cryogenic halls, and this is where you actually are going to deploy your officers. And you can. One thing I just noticed, like a couple of days ago, is you can actually use all these customized blocks, right? So you can show the cabins that you have. You can show the plots if you have any plots. You can look at all of the other plots, the 2x2s, the 3x3s, the 4x4s, the 5x5s. And you can also show all the individual factions if you want to. But the reason I'm popping these up is obviously you can't deploy into somebody else's place, right? So you want to highlight what's not filled in already to find a good spot to try to deploy
No,
one of your officers. And so you
shooting
just,
at
oh, I see Space Invaders in the background. Nice. But you can see if you select a cabin, if it's owned, it'll say right here, not your cabin. But if it's not, you get the option to deploy your officer. And you should scroll down. You can see, I love how you can see exactly what cabin they're in if they're assigned. But you can see right here, She's not deployed anymore, so she is available. Select success. Boom.
There she go.
And there she is. Nice and comfortable. Oh, man. I don't like those apparatuses. It's all that stuff on my face, Mac. I don't know what's up with that. All right, let's see. Cool. Well, we cover that stuff, and just check my little list here of anything else we want to go into. I know we wanted to drop some more links and also do like drop the wax faucet link. But I think since we're already doing the importing, let's go ahead and import. We'll do some tiers. I think I traded some tiers just so I could import a few. But if you have, like I said, if you have wax and you have some tiers in your wallet, this is where you go to import it. So let's see, 50. I don't remember how many's in the wallet, but basically, once you do that, you get the old confirm again what you're doing. And then your tiers should be added in there. You can do the same thing with Mock. I don't know if I have any in my wallet right now. So I probably can't do it. Let's see, I have another NFT. Cool. Oh, you can see I got an extra scout I forgot about. Nice. Well, let's do the Void Centennial. That's one of those dope cabins, right?
That's the cabin with the where you can put a double gun in there.
Nice.
That's gonna be it's not very handy because you can put two weapons for the convoy, and then for later on you can put more modules in the cabin, because the way it's gonna work is similar to other games like EVE Online, that you have like a cabin that represents a ship, and then you can actually put modules to equip the functionality of that specific cabin. So whether you're gonna go mining, and then the extra space allows to just add extra stuff to make it extra juicy.
Oh, that's awesome. Sweet. Let's open this back up. Where are we? Cool. Well, I think I got my buddy, my man Shooty, is available to come on screen, and he's one of our newest players there, Santi. So
Yeah.
let's check it out. Get him on here, and hopefully we got a sound check. What's up, Shooty?
Hey, here I am. I don't have a camera. I don't.
Oh, that's all right.
Hey.
This is Santi. He's the main contact. Anything Machiavellic. This is the dude
there he
behind the
is.
handle.
Yeah,
So-
I'm
Hello,
the only
sir.
one who speaks English.
he speaks like a million languages, man. He's like speaks a million. I speak one. So,
I speak them all bad. So
but yeah. So we've just been here recording this, and it's basically we've just been onboarding. Showing you how to go through all the motions, and it turns out you were able to do that successfully today. So this is the first time you've actually checked out the game, right?
Yes. Yeah. This morning I shot a couple asteroids, and then I was like, all right, I'll plug back in later. But
Nice.
I have I have my officer all loaded up. Just have to. Oh, maybe I have to complete boarding.
Yeah. Well, hey, we can do that. We could even have you share your screen and do the boarding if you wanted to. I think I'm going to go down and drop some more links in the chat while I'm thinking about it. Because one thing that's going to be handy is that the Machiavellic drip option. Yeah, and while we're doing all this stuff, feel free to throw down questions in the chat, and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully people are actually getting some good meat, good information, and something that they can actually use while playing this game. Right now, I'm basically just getting the wax faucet, and we're going to throw it right down here in the chat as well. And it's basically with the wax faucet, the way it works is it's 1-to-1. You get one tier for one FGL, and you just simply do a swap, and then you can bring it into the game. And so that's a good way to add more tiers if you don't have a lot in your in-game bag. So sweet. And Shooty, have you already been gathering resources and stuff? Getting some I wonder what you got.
Yeah, I think everybody's waiting to see the convoys, no? Because in the previous version, because we were testing the convoys, we had two every day basically, and now it's we preparing it to make a big event to release the project convoys.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So are we going to be getting like the convoys back to where it was, like twice a day, or is it going to be something's going to get unlocked?
Yeah, no, we're gonna have certain periods that we're gonna do a project convoy. So it's not gonna be like every day, but it's gonna be like this week we're gonna have this project's convoy, and then the next week we're gonna run other project convoys, and then we're gonna start running all the convoys for all the projects that have participated. So we will start with the Bugs projects, and then following with the Cardano projects. So we expect that will take like 6-7 weeks in total of convoy.
Man, that's nice. And what he's talking about is there's a lot of companies and other projects that have joined the Machiavellic mix, and so they each have like specific convoys tailored to them. I'm gonna share that screen in a second.
The third video on the website is basically the gameplay before we just made this update this week.
Yeah, like if you can see my screen, you can see some of these ships that are going to be coming during these convoys, and what they're going to be loaded with. And so it's not just going to be, the weapon items and stuff that you need to make them, right. You're not going to just get crafting items. You're going to get some of these. Sometimes it's tiers. You can see we got some woofy token going on. If you look at this, it's just going to scroll. But we'll let you know, or they'll let you know when these convoys are dropping. And so that's when it changes, and you'll focus on teaming up and taking out these huge ships and get the loot. So I'm pretty excited about that. And, all this stuff is happening now. So
yeah,
come aboard. Now, Shooty, did you actually import your Ada officer yet?
I think so. Trying to get a handle on some of the controls. I hit H, shows me one screen.
Yeah, H gets you into your drone.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go ahead and... I think you
then
have
you
the
can
option...
use mouse and AWSD and
yeah, I got the strafing, the Q and E. P seems to do some auto shooting.
yeah, and then basically if you put that officer that you imported and you add it to the control bar, you can actually while you fly the drone, you can also control the officer while the officer is shooting. It will be shooting where the drone is shooting, basically. But you need to prepare it first to add the ammo to the cabin and then add it to the control bar.
Okay.
So if you want, click the button, Shooty, so we can see your screen, and we could easily walk you through stuff if you're having any issues.
Okay.
So it should be that little monitor with the arrow.
Mm-hmm. Just trying to freeze up my screen a little.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually closed out the Discord, so I was like, hey Matt, can you actually check it out and see if they're commenting? Because I got the other ones.
Say again?
Oh, I was just saying that I had you looking at the Discord chat because that's the only chat I can't see. I can see all the
Yeah.
other ones, like on Twitter or Twitch. Um,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I see a lot of messages.
as well as YouTube.
Uh, yeah, I'm multitasking too much.
But I think Discord is there's probably a lot more people typing there. So let's see. All right, I can see your screen. So that's the free ship, right?
Yeah,
Here, awesome.
just a little drone popping around.
Yeah, and for the controllers, I sent you that um, the little photo that shows you how to fly. But Q makes you roll to the left, E makes you roll to the right, W makes you go forward, S makes you go backwards. Oh, you can see one of our fellow homies out there, Sergeant. Um, yeah, and then also X actually will toggle through the different targets. Without Before you do that, when you get close enough, you can see it automatically locks in and gives you something to shoot at. And this is the
Oh,
first
right
time
on.
I've actually seen what that ship looks like.
The starter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you have 100 clips, and what you're using is the M17 for the bullets. And then when we were in this earlier, you can also see there's a countdown timer going on. So there's one of those events we were talking about is going to happen, and I think that's the Space Invaders. That's what's live right now, right, Mac? I believe so.
Oh, someone's
Yeah, the
shooting me.
invasion. Yeah, and I was telling them too that the really to get into the game, the hardest thing to do is just to get the launcher, and once you have the launcher, everything else is butter. It's once you find out where you can go to open up various menus, and I really do love the click and drag options to move stuff around with the inventory.
Someone's shooting me. It's
I
probably
know,
Beats.
or Sergeant, if or it might even be Santiago there. I think he's in the game too, multitasking.
No. I'm typing with the team and I'm typing with some
Oh,
guys on
all right,
Discord.
all right, nice.
So
So it isn't him, Shooty. He usually comes after people.
yeah, I was. It would have been me.
Hmm.
But if you
Maybe
want,
it's just Sergeant Potsmoker just sending a little hello.
that's exactly what it was because I saw he was on there. He's probably like, "Hey, man, I got these missiles. Check them out."
He's like, "Hi, I'll send it across your nose, not up it."
But let's get out of there, Shooty, and check out if you actually have your officer. So
Yeah. All
if you
right.
hit H again, you'll get out of there, right?
Okay, so I hit escape and it
No,
kind
if
of
you hit
locks things up.
H. Oh,
Say again.
there you go. Yeah, H gets you out of there. And so what you want to do now is if you click the icon, the big square there on all the way on the left, like that's the actual halls. But if you look at your yellow square, click that, and you can see those three tabs, right? So go to officer. It should be the second tab. And so if you have an officer, this is where it's going to show up. So it looks like you do. You have a bunch of little icons to select from, and then you can change the name, which I have all of my guys named, and that's actually one of the tasks in the game. If you name all of the officers you have, if you look up to the top left, you actually get a little bit of tiers for completing it. Yeah, so for everybody that was new and typing in their chat and confused and stuff, like, man, I'm not sure what to do. This video is for you. And this is we've covered quite a bit, and we got a newbie playing right now, so it's pretty fun. The graphics are dope too.
Yeah, pretty darn good for a web browser. I clicked the little add to control bar here.
Now, can you? I forget how to do that. I just did it earlier too. How does he add it to the sidebar there? Can he actually click the icon portrait and drop it in? Or
Select your officer now. No. Go on the list.
so what he's
Yeah,
saying
select
is
on the. Click on
go
the
to the
list.
tab right there.
Yeah, there on the tab.
You should be able to click on that one character. You see how it's the one Humana there?
Yeah,
Click that.
I'm clicking.
So
Got nothing.
she's opened. And then you should be able to.
Go to inventory. No, the tab in the middle. Yeah. One moment. Let me put it bigger. Oh yeah, there on top there is a button that says add to control bar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
and then it's already added actually. So it should be on one of the control bars. Can you check on that? Can you
Yeah.
press out 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah. See, now we want to find what bar your officer is. So you see the dude that's yelling at the very bottom there shooting?
Yeah, a little 0.
Yeah. If you see the little bar to the next of it, you just go up and down. And what we're looking is to see where she's been assigned. So eventually your officer is going to show up on one of these bars because you can have up to 9 of these bars.
Cool.
Usually it loads right to the
It
very.
should have been added to the one where it was. Maybe we have a problem that the game needs to be restarted or something.
Usually it goes right to the very first one.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at mine too.
Well, it says over in the top left, name all your officers is checked off, but board all my officers is not still.
Okay. So let's go. Oh, you have not selected the cabin yet, I think. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Close this. And now select an empty cabin.
Boom.
Right click on it. Claim cabin. View, yeah.
Looks like home.
No, because this one is a plot. Can you close this one? Select the cabin to the left. Drag the field to the left a little bit.
Yeah, and
there.
that's
Select this one. Yeah.
and what's cool is if you open one that's somebody else's, it'll say you can't. So let's view the cabin.
Yeah, there. Now here you can deploy an officer. There you go.
Boom.
Boom. And now you can go to that other window with the officers there.
Board.
Okay, open that one. Now go to officers. Now you can click on your officer. Yeah. So now add him to
The add to the bar, which is to the right. No, not the portrait, but yeah, that already added. So she should be on there. Am I not?
Okay, so I think that's a bug because you added to the control bar before it was in the cabin. So we have to check what happened. Can you close and reopen the game?
Heck yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. I think we missed that. One moment.
Look at that, finding bugs as we go, which is why it's Web3. It's pretty dope, man. You figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's interesting.
Boom. All right. The one thing is, how do I got the constant alarm of warning me the invasion is incoming. Is there any way to turn that off?
There is.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
I like listening to you guys talk,
if
but
you look
I don't like listening to the alarm.
If you look at the settings, which is if you look all the way to the right bottom of your screen, the settings tab is the one that's looks like a little cog in white.
Mm-hmm.
You click onto that, you will see you can turn the sound and the music off.
And then let's get a screen share back up.
Hold on, let me get back to that.
Okay.
There we go. We should see your screen
Hey,
again,
we got an officer.
just like that.
Boom.
And then,
So
so now
it's
you,
just a visual update of when you okay.
and if you hit C, that's for cabin. And then now you've got the cabin point of view.
Ooh.
And this is the benefit of having an officer. You don't have this option if you just have the free drone. And I don't know if you have any bullets.
I don't think I do.
Yeah, we give them 100. You can go and
So we may need to equip her with
press
some
I
bullets.
now. Press I. Yeah, there you go. And then go to inventory.
I'm gonna blow this screen up so we can see.
Yeah, so you have that. So go to one moment. Go to select your officer on the list. I think it doesn't auto select them right away. Yeah, there you go. So now click on inventory. Yeah, and now take those bullets.
Just drag them to the right of the gun you see right there.
No, and drag them onto the
Right there.
Yeah, there. And then actually put only half. Put only half because you need to keep some on your inventory for the drone.
I usually just load them up like 500 or 1,000 or something.
Yeah, like that. So now this one also can shoot now.
Yeah. Because it's always better to run out of ammo and reload because you still have more to reload.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So now you should be able to throw some bullets. So if you close that out,
so now close this window.
Bam.
And now press C. C again. Get out of the cabin. And now press H. Yeah, there you go. And now select the target. And now shoot. And then you'll see that your officer is shooting with you.
I don't see it, but I believe you. Let's see.
Yeah, if you can see like the tracer that's right above your ship, you'll just notice a similar bullet come casing through when you fire.
I'll tell you what, press P now.
What'd you say?
Was it? Put auto again. Oh,
someone's saying hi again.
Oh man, you got 13 people on. That's probably because that event's going. People want to get those good drops and stuff it's funny, man. What this event is legit like Space Invaders. You see the Space Invaders going down the list and you're trying to take them out before they get to the bottom.
Yeah, but we have an error that it doesn't switch to the second wave.
Oh yeah, one wave at a how many is there a limit to the waves?
No, there's 99 waves.
Oh my god. Yeah, I haven't seen it go very far.
We won't get to 99 soon.
So the reason
why does the drone not control your officer? Can you press C now?
There's my drone.
Yeah, shoot at him. Yeah. Okay, so it's the free drone that cannot control the cabin.
Yeah, but you can see the drone is shooting with them. It's just the free drone doesn't control it. Oh, there's Beats. It's probably him shooting. But this is cool. This is I love the cabin view with your two guns. And if you have one of the special cabins, you actually have 4 guns, which is crazy.
What switches targets?
X.
Thank you.
I think it's by design, and we haven't fixed it yet. The free drone cannot control the cabins yet. We'll add that for tomorrow.
I see. I didn't even know that was going to be an option. I thought that it was just you had to have the other drones that control the cabins, and the freebie doesn't. But man, that's even better and more value if people can.
Yeah, but we had we had an idea that to have the free drone just control just one officer, so that you at least can see how it works.
So that's how it's going to be. He's control one versus the whole bar.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
We'll activate that tomorrow.
No, that's cool. Yeah, and for the people that are new and getting into the game, we've went with mostly just an officer, which is an NFT. You saw we have like Shooty did his Ada officer. We did a wax officer.
Oh, that's
Um,
probably me.
if you fly close enough, you'll see the name tag and everything too.
Oh, wow. Cool
So
details.
yeah, it's dope. But what I was getting at, guys, is anything wax right now is secondary market. So check out Machiavellic on like Atomic Hub and stuff. And I don't know if Mac's gonna like that, but you can get some good value on the secondary markets. It's like I was looking up the regular drones you can get for like $25 worth of wax right now. So and same thing with an officer. If you look, you can probably find one for like 15 or something, which is close to what you would get if you're minting it on the ADA side, especially if you had an OG pass or something.
So you meant a
Yeah,
drone?
the
Do you
G
get a
pass
random rarity or?
Oh, the drones really don't have any type of rarity. It's just the name of the drone itself. What is it? It's called like a spectral scout, I think is a technical name for it. Or the game name. Beats is getting hit with missiles too. Damn. Who's doing it? Yeah, that's a good question. They're asking how much better is the Spectre Scout than the default. And one thing we were talking about is the Spectre Scout, you get to actually have the whole bar of officers
Yeah, much
shooting
better.
with
And
you.
it's also much stronger and it shoots. We made the Spectre Scout is also supposed to be a legendary drone. So then at this moment you buy it, but then once you get it, you also get a blueprint. So once crafting is open, you will be able to craft it and also sell it in the marketplace.
Oh
But
man,
it's much better than the other one, yeah. But
that's awesome.
for now, we also still developing stuff because now we're coming with the weapon packs and then we're adding some things for the drone, like how do we call that in English?
Just like add-ons or
Countermeasures when people are shooting at you
oh
with
yeah, yeah.
missiles and stuff like that.
Nice. Like firing those
Yeah,
missiles or
to make it
something or
more a game.
smokes. Yeah,
Yeah,
I forget what they are too. They're always like, "Hey man, fire the whatever." And so the missiles crash into them. That's
the
How do
cool.
I?
countermeasures, no?
Hey, you want to talk about we can talk a little bit about the racing game. The fact that
Oh yeah,
the drone that you're flying is actually going to be used in a racing game. And if Shooty, if you actually go close up to those officers again and look around, you're probably going to see one of the streets that has an Alien World logo on it. Because there's various streets dispersed throughout the halls here, and that's where we're going to be racing. And our side is we're going to be racing with drones, but what's the other? Is the Alien Worlds, or what are they going to race with?
yeah.
Certain
So
NFTs?
besides, yeah. So if you look more to the right or to the left, yeah, there you will see that. Fly to there.
And W
So
gives you speed.
besides this fighting, we also creating a race game together with Alien Worlds, and then you will be racing. Uh,
Yeah, see right there, that black line
yeah.
is one of the
Yeah,
tracks.
I'm
So
wiggling
the
my
track,
little drone appendages as fast as I can.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not
we
as
made it
fast.
slow on purpose, is by
Yeah,
default.
but you can see
And
that's coming. That's coming
yeah,
live real soon.
so
And
this is basically it's gonna be a race game that you race through the hole and then outside the ship, and then so that the game becomes basically drone based. That you log onto the game and then you can race, or you can it's prepare for your officers, and we're gonna keep on adding modes like this one.
it's
I
basically,
think I can send you a video for the race game.
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Let me send you a link.
But basically, what you want to think of is your drone is going to be like the main extension of you as the character playing the game, because you're going to
Yeah.
be able to do a lot more things with the drone activity than your officer that's sitting in the cabin. So again, it's just
Yeah,
more stuff you can do
and
within the
if I
game.
Yeah, and for now you basically only flying the drone and shooting and stuff. But then later on, you're gonna have mining drones and then assault drones. and then this drone will get extra things so that here, let me pass you the link. Yeah, this is. I can drop it on here, no, on the chat, Crafty.
Yeah, you could drop it right on the overlay chat. You should be able to, or you can do it in the private, or you can do it on the old Discord.
Now the drone just automatically appears out there. He's out there as soon as I log in. The drone appears.
Yeah.
And is there any way to like dock the drone and put it away for a second so it doesn't get shot at?
That's a good one. Press H, and I think no. I think we don't have one yet. So as soon as you fly, you'll die eventually.
But usually when
I
was gonna say, usually when you're in the cabin, you can't see it, but the drone is like kind of tethered somewhere above you or in front of you.
Yeah, he's just hanging out right where I left him. I gotta figure out a faction.
Oh yeah.
Let's take a quick look at
you can.
How do I assign a faction so I can get my tiers?
Close this window.
Boom.
Yeah. Crafty, I sent you a message with a link.
Yeah, I opened it up so I can share my screen and play that video if you want in a second.
Yeah.
Let's get him a faction.
Yeah, click. See the bottom right. You see a square blinking.
Whoop.
The square that is blinking on. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that.
And then you can see to the right, there's a write-up of what they're all about, each one of the factions. And then also every faction has two staking. Do all of them have two staking pools, or do some of them just have one? I think they all have two.
They all have two. Yeah. And then you can select one, and then it asks you to just delegate, to sign with your Cardano wallet to delegate to that faction.
Yeah, and most of the squirrels are in the pushers and movers. Most of us, that's our clique. That's what we got our officers that we've joined up with.
So these are essentially just staking pools. There's no other.
Well, no, there are the 10 different factions, and when you watch the start of this video and you watch the prologue, it'll show that once all the chaos happened in the world, that humanity went crazy, and then it broke down to these 10 factions, and then there's a description that each one of them pursues different things and has different objectives, but they all got together to get on this ship for one objective. But for example, go ahead and tell them a little bit about the different factions.
Look, for now, the choosing a faction is basically only rewards oriented. So after you delegate to one of these factions, you will get rewarded a max salary for every officer in there. So, but looking on to the future, every officer from every specific faction has different skills, and then some factions will be much better for trading, while other factions might be better for the battle. So besides this, by delegating to a faction, you technically get your salary from that faction. So one thing that we are building is a voting system that you can actually vote for decisions on how that faction is run. So that will become a very important part of the game. So, but for now, selecting a faction is basically just to get rewards for the officers.
Yeah, and I think if you click your yellow square there, Shooty, all the way to the bottom left, and get back into your officer screen, it should show.
There you go. He's with the pushes and movers now.
Boom. All right, I was just delegating. So here I am. See the big old, looks like a yen.
Yeah, that's the icon. It's because we're all about money.
100 tiers to Shooty.
Nice. Hey, click on your yellow square all the way to the left too. And if you look at your officer now, to the right there, you can see now he's earning a salary. So you can see your officer's salary right there is 25, and that's in Mach. And so you get paid every What's the time for every one of those blocks, Santi? Do you know? Is it every 2 weeks? As far as every time you get in your officer salary?
Looks like October 3rd. October 3rd will be the next.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Let me ask. I'm speaking to the team now.
Because usually I know we're getting it. I want to say once or twice a month.
No, you get it every epoch, so every 5 days.
So it is okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
That's what I was trying to say. I was like the block, but the epoch. Yeah, that's your payday. Every one of them. And you said every one of them it takes 4 days, 4 to 5 days. So it's essentially like every week or something. It's
Yeah, every
less
five
than that.
days. It's like a day after the end of the epoch. You get rewarded.
Oh, Space Invaders! Ah!
Oh, it started. Yeah, now you got to fly around and just try to
Oh.
take them out.
I think I just got blowed up.
Yeah, when you do get destroyed, you're on a reset timer, so there'll be a countdown, and you should be able to go back in. But you're gonna have to hit H again if
It's
it's
tested because there has to be that bug that we cannot get beyond wave one. So let's test the third time.
Yeah, where's the timer?
There is no timer anymore.
yeah.
Oh,
Now that
okay.
it's active, but if you look, you can barely see the monitor screens on the very top there.
Yeah. Oh, I should have picked somewhere up on the upper level to dock my captain here.
Right, you can always change it too. But see if you can get back in your drone.
Yeah, it happened again. We destroyed wave one, and then it doesn't continue to wave two.
All right, let's go. Ah!
So you can see now it's like advertising and the leaderboard instead of a countdown. Which I think that was a dope addition. Those screens of information there, Mac. That was awesome. I like seeing that.
Oh, got blown up again.
That's the
There
thing,
is an
man.
error with this.
You really need to get out of the way with those damn invaders.
No kidding. Oh, there's one right there in front of me. Ah!
I appreciate it, man. Seeing people in the chat, and yeah, and even if the folks here aren't new, this is a good
So you
place to
just
direct
kind of
them.
strafe back and forth seems to help.
Right? You got to avoid that stuff because those things are heavy hitters, man. The various types of Space Invaders. Some of them pack more of a punch than the others. I haven't figured out which ones are which, but I'm sure people can throw it down in the chat. Like what color is stronger than the other as far as their armor and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I got one. All right.
I think I found the error.
Damn, you're quick. Yeah, guys. So to the Machiavellic players, Machiavellic is now in the Moon Days with Crafty rotation. So it's like every Monday I'm just hanging out for an hour or so, getting into whatever game we're talking about. And there's only 3 that is in my rotation right now, and 2 of them are Machiavellic and Outlaw Troopers, which are both the FGL family. Because I've also found out there's a lot of crossover. We have a lot of players like myself that are playing both games. So this is another place to come back to when I'm doing an Outlaw Troopers Moon Day, right? So let the peeps know. And my Twitch account, I dusted off and just barely started using. So if people want to subscribe, so I got like more than 13 or 14, that'd be cool too.
Beats say, speak about the mothership.
Oh yeah, we did Beats. I made him watch the prologue again at the start of the stream. But yeah, there's a couple of aspects. The mothership, basically, I've always explained this game as it's like you're in the Matrix. You have that. If you look behind me, you can see my pod. You're stuck in there. And our version of the Matrix is a big giant ship flying on its mission to a planet that's going to take a couple years. And then inside it, you've got what's called the main net, right?
Yeah, I think that was what you wanted me to explain in the beginning, but I wasn't. I was multitasking, so I wasn't
Mm.
that talkative. So then, what the way we see we have built Machiavellic is that because making a game like an MMO takes a while. We have thought about what we really need to do is to gamify the process of creating that MMO. So the way we thought about it is that basically we fly in with a spaceship to the planet Ozer, and then we are all in this spaceship called Machiavellic. In with the officers in cabins, and then the day that we arrive there is the day that that we will start playing the open world version of the game. And then in the meanwhile, instead of having the player basically develops the game with us and then plays with NFTs, and then it allows us to create this gameplay to entertain the player and then implement. Stuff like the project convoys and the space invaders to basically work out all the crafting, all the mining, all the balancing, so that by the time we get there and then we are actually starting to work on the open world MMO, we have all that worked out. So the goal for now is going to be to have this spaceship and then expand all cool stuff that you can do in the spaceship, and then that's starting with the convoys. But then after that, there's going to be mining, there's going to be crafting. Soon there is going to be racing with the Alien Worlds extension, and then we add in also a third game that is basically based on mobile, but it's more based on playing with the officers themselves. So
Oh snap! That's cool. Yeah. What about the Beats is asking about the mothership for the Space Invaders? You know that it's like a what is it like a huge one? Because I know some of them are singular that
oh
drop
yeah, the
down.
mothership is not coming down because I realized that there is an error because I see something different on my screen. So I
Hmm.
do not see aliens and I do not see a mothership. So we basically know what's going on wrong. So the guys
Yeah.
are looking at it now. But
Probably.
there should be a mothership coming down. But I think that's the same error that you see sometimes somebody lagging. See that the beats now disappeared and. So
Yeah, and
we have
that's
a
the
problem
thing.
with the lag. Yeah, yeah. So
You
we
don't
still working
you
on
don't
that.
see the bugs until you release the patch to see the bugs. So it's like you
Yeah,
can't know they're there until they're there and you see it.
that's the
Um,
nice thing about pushing these updates every 8 days to just develop it. Because at the end we also have a small team, so it's basically the only way that we can push this for now.
yeah,
Because
no, it's pretty
everybody
cool. But
is saturated
going,
with a lot of
I
work.
wanted to talk back on the main net though, and basically while we're in basically in stasis, jacked up into the Machiavellics, and we're doing missions and stuff while we're plugged into the main net. So the main net is giving us the directions of the stuff that we can do, and you're also gaining the experience while you're doing it. So, and like he was saying, you know, you're getting experience for your officers, and so you're also building and getting ready for the massive battle that's going to happen. And I always call it by three different versions: Ozer, Ozar. What's the right way to pronounce it, man?
Uh, I say Ozan,
Yeah, that's what I usually go with too. But yeah,
but
all right. I guess I can
I say
show.
Oza.
I'm gonna share that racing video you sent me so they can see kind of a sample of what the
Yeah.
racing is going to be going on with your drone and the good old our homies over at Alien Worlds. So let's do that.
The coin dropping is a bit. So the way that the space invader is going to work is that after killing a certain amount of rocks, there is a token that falls, and then if you destroy that token, that's what starts up the space invader. So it can be started up whenever you want.
Nice. All right, we're gonna. I turn this down a little bit so it's not cranking. Now, what are those like? What are those ships we're seeing in this the sample you guys uploaded? Like Santi, those are neither one of those are your drone, right?
Say again?
with the race clip that we're playing, neither one of those are the drone. Are those alien world
Yeah,
chips?
No, those are gonna be your drones. So you're gonna connect
okay.
to the game, and then you're gonna be able to race with Machiavelli drones, but also with some Alien Worlds drones that will be available if you have certain NFTs. So if you look at this now, you see on the top, you see this blue glass, and then that blue glass is actually the racetrack that is actually inside the hole. And yeah, you cannot stop the video there, but then to the sides, you actually see what's behind the cabins.
Nice. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll just pause that.
Now you have to go back a little bit.
Oh, you want me to back it up? All right, tell me when to stop here. What are we looking at?
Yeah, everything is gonna look very sweet. Grimlex.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, what is that? It's in the. Is it glass
3.
up the top there, or like a
Yeah,
barrier?
that's the glass where
shield?
That's the glass where you're basically gonna see the whole of the people flying in there.
Oh, nice. Oh, what was
That's
that?
the other side. Yeah, that's the other side of the restaurant that you see in the hole.
And I saw like a block or something. So there's going to be obstacles within the track itself you got to get by too.
No, but there's gonna be things that you can pick up, like weapons and mines and stuff like that.
Sweet.
And then also you're gonna be able to use modules. Not at first, but once there is crafting, you're gonna be able to use modules. Okay, so this is how the game is gonna change basically. If you go back to the video just now.
Oh, go back to that one. Let me open it back up.
Because now you get into Machiavelli right away.
Give me a second. I just need to open it back up again. Let me make sure we share it. So many screens, so little time. Back in AW Racing, so it should be back on the screen. You want me to let this roll again, or is there? Tell me when it's on the screen where you can explain some more stuff.
Go to the end. To the end of the video.
Oh, come on, Rico. Come on, Rico. Should be right. There's close to the end right there.
Before that?
All right.
There. So then on the second screen, you see Machiavelli, and you see two buttons that you can enter the hole and you can race. And then if you choose race, you go to actually select the drone, and then if you click hole, so basically you're gonna be able to come to Machiavelli and then start either the race game or enter Machiavelli in the same.
Cool.
Game. Yeah.
So it's going to give you an option to get into the racing side of things.
So for the Alien Worlds drones, you'll need some Alien Worlds worth NFTs to have certain drones and upgrades. And on the Machiavelli side, we're going to let you craft upgrades. So it's going to be cool because it's going to be racing against the Alien Worlds community, and it's going to allow the Alien Worlds community also to check Machiavelli out also in the hole and fly it and shoot him around, because those drones will also be able to fly.
Yeah, man, it's just like I love all the extra different utility that's coming.
Yeah, it's like a big puzzle now with a lot of pieces, but it's coming together.
Sweet. Let's go ahead and stop sharing that. Well, man, I think we've covered pretty much everything we wanted to today.
Yeah.
I want to appreciate.
It's a shame that we just in the process of reopening the game, because when we stopped the game, we had these convoys every day, and then you had every day all this action, and now we're basically waiting until we restarted. So it's.
Yeah, just hurry up and wait. But it's nice to have certain things to do.
Yeah.
Like especially with the drops that you guys did with this last upgrade, the fact that we can log in at any time, go in and shoot and start gathering resources and start crafting.
Yeah.
We can do that 24/7, so we don't have to wait for the countdown of a convoy coming. That's always fun too. So we at least have those two things, but more is on the way. So.
And the guys just found out why that error is coming, that somebody don't see invaders. It's because we fixed a bug that the game was crashing on the background. So then that fix conflicts with the other problem. So then once you go on you put the application in the background, you don't see Space Invaders anymore, and then it might. So then after we fix these last bugs tomorrow, the Space Invaders will work, and then we'll be ready to very soon to start convoys. So it will be a few weeks before we can start doing exciting stuff again.
All right, that's not bad. A couple weeks, but
It's
hey, I
gonna give
appreciate.
it's gonna give everybody time to just prepare the officers, because if you have a few officers, it takes a while to fly around and then harvest the resources to get the ammo for what you want, sufficient to at least be shooting for the 30 minutes.
Nice. Well, guys,
Yeah.
as far as the the stream here, I want to go back to the getting started. It's right there. It's like you step one, install the game, then you create your account, you board your officers, you figure out how to get into the cabin for combat, you figure out how to do the drone combat, and yeah, you're loaded up, you're good to go. But if you have any further questions, the best place to go really is in the Discord. There's always tons of people that are there willing to help you, and you can always leave questions, and they'll get to it when they're available. So that it's nice to have forward facing people that are part of these projects that you can actually you can communicate with. That I think that's a big deal. But I think we're good to go. I want to thank Shooty for stopping by. Santiago, man, I appreciate your time. I know it's like 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning or something. So
Yeah, man, that's every day like this, huh?
yeah, yeah.
For the
And it's
life
pretty
of a dog.
it's crazy because these were all over the place. I'm in down east Maine on the East Coast, and Santiago's over there kicking it in Thailand. So
Yeah, and part of the team is in California, so that's all for not sleeping.
yeah, and
Perfectly to destroy your life.
there's a nice little overlay of the drone control guys. So that's on
Yeah,
that's on the stream as well for you.
Roger made those. Yeah, those are
Yeah,
cool.
he dropped that today. Then we went the pretty way instead of going through the wiki page, but you can go through the wiki page and find all the links that you need to get into Machiavellic that way as well. But yeah, hey Sant, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. Unless you have anything else to say, I appreciate everybody stopping by, and drop the video link to people you think may benefit from it.
Thank you for the space, Crafty. Sorry, I was a bit absent. I was just multitasking. So
Yeah, when's the last time you weren't multitasking though? I mean, I
yeah.
appreciate you taking the time, man. So it is all good stuff.
Thank you.
So we're
Oh
gonna go
yeah,
ahead.
there wasn't the map prophetic.
Yeah, I love that. I'm always going back to this map, even though we're no longer there. We're on a big giant Machiavellic ship, but I still love that
But
caption.
keep in mind that I made this map like a year and a half ago. So I mean, it's pretty prophetic.
It's awesome. Sweet. All right,
Look
well,
at
I'm
the
going to go ahead and.
hardliners pushing and the Forians there going to Europe and
Yeah.
the patriots with the Arlo troopers.
I
It's
see
a
that. And
mission.
the troopers and the Patriots took over North America.
We knew it before it was gonna happen.
Sweet. All
Okay,
right,
that's
man.
it. Thank you a lot.
I'm going to shut it down, brother, and I'll be talking to you soon. And
Thank
thanks
you.